Hello there, I'm Dr. Julian, Vice President of IVETA Europe and of Warnbro College. IVETA Europe is proud to be a partner on the SkillNet project. I'm here today to talk to you about teacher training or retraining in the vocational education and training sector, or VET as we call it. Over the last year and a half, I've been involved in an Erasmus Plus co-funded project called ProVet, which seeks to train or retrain over 600 teachers across Russia and Serbia. I'd like to share with you 3 observations from this ProVet project, which might give you pause for thought in terms of teacher training and retraining in the VET sector. The very first thing to consider is paradigm change. We have so many new ways of teaching now, mostly spurred on by technology. Things like Zoom, distance learning, robotics, artificial intelligence. So many ways that we can change the nature of learning and teaching. And it's important to understand that these changes and learning how to cope with them is not just necessary, it is actually imperative for the future of learning. Moreover, you don't just have to consider the teachers, you have to also consider the learners. They have to change their own mindsets and paradigms about learning and working with technologies too. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a habitual way of looking at the world. And as you know, habits are often quite difficult to break. So how do we break these habits or change these paradigms? Which brings me to the next point, motivation. Well, you will only break a habit if you are motivated. And in the case of most teachers, it's usually employer-driven, whether or not it's related to pay or keeping your job. It's usually driven by what your employer wants of you. So if they don't request it, you probably will not be motivated to change. You can, of course, be self-motivated and want to learn and improve yourselves. That's a very, very wonderful thing, in fact. Or you could perhaps just believe in a higher purpose, that there is more to the teaching vocation than what is currently available, and you want to be an exponent of that. Wonderful. So that brings me to the third observation, the method of teaching, often called pedagogy. I bet you most of the teachers that you're going to train or retrain are over the age of 18, which makes them adults. So therefore, you may actually want to consider that you're not talking down to children, but you're teaching adults who can quite well think for themselves and probably have their own way of doing things. So perhaps rather than talking about pedagogy, you might want to look at andragogy, which is a completely different set of teaching methodologies. Now in pedagogy, the learner usually depends on the teacher for guidance, instruction, knowledge, and evaluation. However, andragogy gears learners towards self-actualization, learning from experience, and problem solving. So hopefully these 3 points will keep you thinking about teacher training or retraining in the VET sector. Paradigm change, motivation, and pedagogy. Or should that be andragogy?